Nope. There you go. I think sometimes it's based on how the mic is. So I can either go that. I can hear myself better when I got it like that.
Okay.
But this stops like a lot of static noise and stuff like that. And I don't even know what the heck that is.
Yeah.
Elimination. Like I don't even know what. I don't know what the heck elimination is, but then I got a little.
You still figuring it out?
Yeah. Then I got a little sound. Stuff like that.
You recorded that, or that was preset?
All that was preset.
Okay.
But when I can't do it, like when I edit,
Mm-hmm.
I don't even got to use this really.
What you use to edit?
I use the Microsoft thing. I would use this, and that I can. It's decent. It ain't nothing.
So everything is being recorded there and on your computer as well?
No, just recorded there. This stuff I use like if I got a guest. Like that's why I tell people to send me stuff.
Oh, so you can have your information.
It's like I make information like on it. Start it. So I'm comfortable doing how I sound.
Yeah.
Testing. But sometimes like
right. It's 360. It's just hitting all around. Do they got these individual mics you could buy?
I tried that, but it don't. It's like hard to.
Okay.
I gotta do it that way sometimes. But
take that off. Yeah.
That be acting up sometimes.
Yeah, it sound better.
All right, so that's better?
Yeah, that sound better.
All right, how about that?
No. What you just had sounded better. That
sound better. All right. So
that sound, yeah. Sound like we about to start rapping or something.
So for the inclusive people, you get to hear the behind the scenes before the show starts stuff, right? You get the extra clip.
Yeah.
It'll be before the show start.
Yeah.
Extra clip stuff.
Kick a sweet 16 or something.
Right. Yeah.
You ever rap?
Shoot. No, not really.
Yes, you did. Everybody that wrote, everybody, yes, you did. Everybody that wrote something, right. Everybody be like, nah, I ain't never done. You penned something before.
I penned something.
Yeah.
I don't know what it was.
Yeah. You penned something.
Figure it out, my ladies.
Right.
Some stuff like that.
Yeah. All of us in that age group, all of us that came up in the 80s, we penned something.
I had to rap about something.
Right. Right.
We're going to talk about a lot of that today.
All right, let's go. Be like, yo, I could do that. I could do that.
This is before the scene stuff. The stuff we talk about when we're off air.
Yeah.
Stuff we talk about when we're off air. Right. So, all right. Let's get to business. Hey, everybody out there in the world. This is your host, Coach Q, from the Full Court Dreams, the Underdawgs Voice. Today, we have my homeboy, my road dog. We've been friends forever.
Yes, sir.
No, make that ever.
Yes,
like, it's been a long time.
EVA.
Right.
Yeah.
It's been a long time when you take the four off of it, right?
For real.
Ever. Mr. Cornell Dews from the Dews perspective.
Yes, sir.
True Baltimorean right here, right?
Sir.
True Baltimore native, right?
Yes,
so we're just going to chat today, man. Look, we're going to kind of go off what we usually talk about. But everybody still have a story, right?
Definitely.
Everybody still have a story. So
without a doubt.
And I call him man, but
yeah. And I call him Stevie. I know that I know. Yeah, I'm mad at that's Stevie.
I remember like when we first met, I came down the street like, "What's up, man?"
Yeah. I said, "How you know my name?"
Right. I'm like, what? How you know my name?
I remember that. Right. And look, I haven't thought about that in 40 plus years, but when you said that, I remembered instantly. I said, "How you know my name?"
Right. I think about that all the time,
You was just saying, "What's up, man?"
Right. I think about that all the time. When you talk, I be like, I remember when I was like, "What's up, man?" You're like, "How you know my name?" I was like, "Oh my
That's
God.
your name?"
Right. Right.
That's what my parents' name.
Oh my God.
I might not even have known my real name was Cornell at the time. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah, if you would have said, "What's up, Cornell?" I probably wouldn't even answer.
Right, who's that?
Yeah, who's that?
Who's that? Who's Cornell?
I'm man.
Hey, man. Yo. I just moved around here, dude.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Is that your name?
Right. I'm just walking down the street. Right.
So, I remember that.
So we're with my man. We're gonna talk about some memorable stuff, some things.
Yes, sir.
We're getting into and some things that man is doing on the dude's perspective, man. And I really I really enjoy your perspectives, man.
Yes, sir. I appreciate that. Sir.
Stuff you be writing.
I appreciate that.
It'd be really good, man. I really enjoyed reading that, though. So let's just get into it now.
Yes,
Again,
sir.
We go way back. Now, I talk about me being an underdog all the time.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk about the same story. We talk about when we was on your podcast. This dude right here,
you never told the story? This your first time telling your audience the story.
Yeah.
So, let's go.
I was waiting for this podcast right here, right?
I'm him.
So he's the one
yes, I am.
that made me feel like the first underdog in my life.
Oh, man. Oh, man.
Oh, we on the basketball. We ain't here on the basketball court. We on the monkey balls.
We on the monkey balls on the playground, half the heights.
Big old hole in the middle of the monkey balls, and I can't even shoot no hole. The man called me sorry. I can't play basketball.
Right. I did. I did.
Oh my
God. Can I tell you something though?
Go ahead.
All right, so look. All right, we talking to the audience, but we talking to each other, right?
Yeah.
So I'm gonna tell you, I hadn't recalled that story until you came as my first guest, actually, on my podcast, right? The Dude's Perspective. And when you said it, I repeated it to others before they even seen the video, right? And when you said that I made you feel like that, right? Like I apologized to you then, and you was like, no need to apologize, right? But I thought about it after the fact, right? And I'm gonna tell you what I thought, Stevie, right? Like, as children, you say things, right? Not with ill intent, not with no maliciousness or anything like that. And you said on the podcast, you was like, no, that gave me the motivation that I needed at the time, right? But like at 50 now, and versus when you were preteens or teens, I started thinking from our conversation that we had a few weeks back, I was like, yo, how often do you say things to people that maybe with no ill intent, no maliciousness, but it did something to them and it sticks with them for years later. You know what I mean, homeboy? Like, and I think, because people always tell you words don't hurt, or words, you know what I mean?
Sticks and stones, break my bones,
words will never hurt. You know what I mean? But words definitely hurt. You know what I mean? The older I get, the more I realize that, especially working with young people, so again, I apologize for being a child and saying that. And I did say it, you know what I mean? And we might have laughed at the time.
Yeah, it was, but, it was like, again, we was cool. So like,
yeah, but still, because I'm telling you, because I thought about it after the fact, and I've thought about it continuously since we had that conversation, to be mindful of the things that you say.
Right.
You never know, because you never know what kind of impact it may have. At times, it had everlasting impact.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I mean, and it did. It had everlasting impact, but it was a good impact for me because you know it made me better. Like,
I'm glad it did.
It made me better.
I'm glad it did. And you came back.
Right.
And you came back.
Right.
You gonna tell her what happened when you came back?
I just came back and just started whipping some tails.
Yeah. Yeah, and he went from not being drafted to, yo, we want Stevie. I'm like, yo, look, hold up, Stevie. You got to tell him everything. Man, listen. I kid you not. And we talk about this. Our homeboys, we done talked about this, right?
Right.
Man, Stevie, man, right. He couldn't make a shot in the middle of the monkey balls or nothing, man.
Like that.
The monkey balls, the monkey balls about this wide. He just shoots it. We like, man, we don't want Stevie. Stevie like, all right. He left for a summer.
Summer, boy.
Stevie came back dunking and everything. We like, yo. I'm like, yo, you say Stevie nice as a mother.
I went away shooting on crates.
Yeah.
Everything I could shoot on. Dribble everything I could dribble on around my cousin, man, and just.
But when you came back, and you was off, and you took off from there. Right. I've seen it. I've seen it with my own eyes. Yeah.
It was fun back then, though, man. Like today's generation, like now outside, well, we wouldn't even be in a house.
Yeah. It's nobody outside.
Yeah. We would be outside. Outside.
Yeah, seasonal sports. Look, but the other thing you didn't tell your audience this. We thought you was a better football player at the time.
Yeah, because I could throw.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, he had a nice arm. We thought he was a better football player at the time.
And I thought I was too. I would like football. I loved football before I loved basketball. So football was my favorite sport until I got really good at basketball. Like the same thing with my son. Like football was his. My son didn't want to play basketball.
Okay.
The football was his thing.
Okay. What position did he play?
He played quarterback.
Oh, okay.
Running back.
Was his arm good, or is his arm good?
Dude. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Yo. Boy, was his arm good. He just was one of those dudes, like, I think, like, once he got, like, older, and he played, and this is like you said, so my son confidence was never a problem for him as far as playing sports. Like, my son type of kid, oh, you don't want to give me the ball? Once you give me the ball, I'm going to show you should have been giving me the ball.
Right.
I'm going to show you should have been. So when he was playing out Gwynn Falls, I first started playing football, he was playing out Gwynn Falls, and he was playing flag. So I just showed my son how to fake a handoff and put the ball on his side where nobody can see it, and the other person got the ball. So we had this game, dude. Oh my gosh. So he ran a sweep. The dude came across and he picked the ball to the dude to put the ball on his side. When I say the whole team ran at the boy going that way, my son ran down the sideline. Bro, like the whole team went like that. So for him, the confidence as a quarterback or as a running back wasn't nothing to him. So when as he got older, it was like the teams. It was at the organization I was at. They was like putting him at other positions. Okay. Well, he was good at corner.
He sounded like a good athlete, though.
He was a real good athlete. So once you gave him the ball, it was hard to stop.
Right.
Like so, after Gwynn Falls, he went to Woodlawn. So Woodlawn already basically had that team. This is when we moved up this way. Like, so he was playing for Gwynn Falls. Then he went out Woodlawn. The only reason why he went to Woodlawn because my stepkids was cheerleading. Okay. So we ain't wanted to, do all this moving and stuff around. So when he went to Woodlawn, they basically had their own team. But like you could tell he was the fastest one on the team. Right. He was one of the most athletic kids on the team. So they was playing Arbutus. And his cousin played for Arbutus. Okay. So they ran and played for my son. My son ran like 90 yards. Yo, his cousin was behind him. Like, when I'm after this game, his cousin was like, yo, I did not know Jewel was that fast. Like, yo, I could not catch him. He didn't tell you that story till the day. He's like, yo, I did not know. As soon as he hit that corner,
he was gone.
He was gone, dude. And I don't think people really knew how like athletic and fast he was. Right. Until like he was just a pure athlete. And he still like. And then when he started playing basketball, it was like, yo, he played like Russell Westbrook.
Oh yeah,
he was that fast.
Okay, okay.
With the ball, but stuff
That's
happened.
a beautiful thing.
Right, stuff happened. He went up Emerson. First year up Emerson, same thing. Because he's not really like big,
right,
like scrawny little kid,
right.
But he played the same position I played when I was in high school, defensive end.
Okay.
Again,
you played football up late?
Yeah, played football 1 year up late. Hurt my back and ain't play no more.
What year?
90.
Your freshman, sophomore?
Sophomore year.
Sorry.
Yeah, that's my sophomore. It might have been
varsity,
no,
JV?
Matter of fact, wasn't my freshman year? Because remember, all right, so my freshman year up late, I went in the gym, and when I was in the gym, in my gym class, Charlie Moore had came and was like, yo, I need you to come to my practice. Because he was watching me play basketball.
Right, right.
And he was like, I need you to come to my practice.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'll come. So, our ninth grade class was like 1,000 dudes.
Deep. It was crazy.
Also, imagine, like I said, when we was talking about before, imagine me walking in that gym.
Crazy. It was crazy.
Like almost 2,000 people in that gym trying to play basketball.
Everybody thought they was going to make the squad.
I'm like, man, I'm gone. I'm like, ain't no way I'm making this squad. And then I know, like, people like, yo, he picked the people from Cecil, right?
Yeah.
And, I was from Metlo, so I always want to play against some dudes anyway.
Yeah.
So I left out. I was like, man, I'm not doing this.
Yeah.
And I left out. So I left out. My homeboy was like, yo, you going to play football? I was like, all right, I'll play. So I played football, and I was on JV. And it was me, my homeboy Jermaine, Sherman, and I think Harvey was the middle linebacker.
Okay. You still cool with all these guys today?
Yeah. We still all cool. Well, Sherman, died. Okay. Sherman got killed. But that left side of the field, couldn't nobody run on, y'all. I played defensive end, Jermaine played cornerback, Sherman played defensive tackle, and Harvey was the outside linebacker.
Okay.
And wasn't nobody running on that side.
Okay.
Of the field. All right. Wasn't nobody running that
I ain't know you was playing football.
Yeah, I played for like a year. Then I hurt my back. I hit the Money, right?
Yeah.
Money was by the sled. And I hit the sled. When I hit the sled, Money was like, ooh. Because I hit it hard, right? When I came up, I was like, oh, shoot.
Oh, you knew you injured yourself.
I injured myself, so I had to go to the hospital. And the doctor had put this medical brace on me. It was like, you got to chill for a minute.
Oh, man.
So the next year, Coach White was like, are you playing this year? I was like, no, I ain't playing this year. I ain't playing this year.
I did not know that, Steve.
Yeah, we had a good team that year. And that year, we lost to Southern in the JV championship. Because we ain't played. Like, our season ended early, but we was going to the championship, us and Southern. But the last two teams we were supposed to play dropped out. So we ain't played for like a month.
Okay.
But we was scrimmaging varsity.
Right.
But so when we played Southern, I think Harvey got hurt. And it took the ambulance for like a half an hour to get on the field. So the game was postponed for like a whole hour.
And then y'all had to go back and finish the game.
Yep.
Oh, that was crazy. So what was the score?
The score was like 12-8.
Oh, okay.
Score was like 12-8. I recovered the fumble, almost ran it in. Got hit. Yep. And I think we scored off of that, which gave us 8 because it was like 12-0, I think. Then we started coming back after Harvey got hurt.
Oh, man.
But we ran, after I got the fumble, we ran 2 plays, the game was over.
God.
It was like, yo, how's the game over that quick? Like, we stopped it like, it was like a lot of time left on the clock. They fumbled, I recovered it. 2 plays, though, game over.
Game over. 12-8.
Crazy, right?
Yeah. Can I share something too, Steve?
Go ahead.
All right, so look, right? You asked me, you was like, because I just want to clarify this, right? Because you said it, and I'm in agreement with you. When we were communicating and corresponding about doing you having me here as your guest, you was like, yo, what's your underdog story? And I was like, yo, Stevie, I said, this might sound crazy. I said, but I never seen myself as an underdog.
Right, yeah.
And you was like, but you do have a story. I said, I do. And after talking to you, I shared it with my wife too, right? And I was like, others may have seen me as an underdog.
Right.
You know what I mean? But like, and my wife and I, we talk about this all of the time. Yo, I'm my only child.
Right.
So I spent a lot of time to myself, by myself, right? And I spent a lot of time talking to myself.
Right.
You know what I mean? And in my conversations to myself, like I realized this early on, Stevie, like you have the option to either big yourself up or put yourself down.
Right.
You know what I mean? And my wife and I over lunch today was saying this. I shared it with her. I said, why would I choose to do the latter?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I guess being the only child too, and a mama's boy, you already know that. You know, like my people's poured into me to think. And it's crazy because I think over the years, sometimes it got misconstrued. Like if you don't know me, you might misconstrue or misinterpret what you see and observing. Like what I'm doing don't have nothing to do. I'm trying to pump myself up.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I'm talking to myself to this day, Stevie, man, like in the morning when I'm getting ready for work, my wife could walk past the bathroom door, man, and hear me engaged in a full-blown conversation. You know what I mean?
I love my wife, like, who
for right.
I'm talking to myself.
I'm saying, you got this. Yeah, You know what I mean? Because you know the world that we live in, man. If we allow them to shape our narrative, they'll constantly put us down and have us second guessing ourselves, and you know what I mean, like lacking confidence and all of that type of stuff. And then you start internalizing all that, man, and be unproductive, you know, or fail, or be scared and deterred from the jump to even try, you know. So that's one of the things that I do as an educator, man. I try to encourage the young people. You know, we work with young people to try to pump them up and motivate, like, nah, you are this. You know what I mean? You are. No, you can. No, you know what I mean? Like, and me saying, that's my perspective and that's my narrative that I choose to write for myself, right? That's not saying every situation I was in that I came out on top. You know what I mean? Because I didn't. You know what I mean? But I'm going to find a win in every situation I'm in. You know what I mean? I'm going to walk away. Like, and that's probably a fault of mine because I'm a premature celebrator too. You know what I mean? So if I get in the ring with a heavyweight fighter and I just hit him twice,
that's my win.
You know what I mean? Right. That's my win. I wasn't supposed to hit you. I wasn't even supposed to be in the same ring with you. You know what I mean? I tagged you twice. I might get knocked out. But when I wake up, I'm still you know what I mean?
Like, I tagged you twice.
I tagged you twice. And
I ain't dreamed a day in my life.
Somebody raised my hand. You know what I mean? I'll raise my own hand. You know what I mean?
I ain't dreamed a day in my life. And I tagged you twice. What that say about you?
I play those type of mind games with myself to make myself feel, you know, and I try to encourage, especially young people, man, don't allow this world to shape write your narrative and shape, you know what I mean, your narrative for you, man. You're the author of that for yourself, man. So,
and that's like so one of my girls came on, her episode aired yesterday.
I saw the young lady. Yeah.
So when I asked her about her, it's two ways you can take that. Like somebody saying your underdog motivates you to do more.
Definitely.
So she said that's how I took it. She said that label just made you want to.
Right. I feel you.
Just made me want to go hard. Yeah.
And let me prove them wrong. Let me prove them wrong.
So she was like, "Well, our basketball team." She's like, and I never knew this, or they think I never knew this. So my girls used to be like, why? Ain't nobody talking about our team like that. Why? So that just made them like want to just like, yo, if we play against them, we gonna kill them. Like, they just made them work hard. But guess what? That's what they said now. So all them teams that they talked about, got one, maybe two girls that went to college to play basketball. We got 5 girls.
Congratulations, man.
That's 5 girls since I've been existing. At least 5 girls on our team.
Congratulations.
Went to college to play basketball.
Yeah. And congratulations to all those young ladies too.
Right, because they put their work in, man.
And to their parents as well. Family support, and everybody.
Right. So it's and their parents, like, I never really had a parent that didn't support me. Like fall with my AAU team and stuff like that. So I never really had a parent that didn't support, especially my first bunch that I started out with. Never had a problem with their parents.
That's good.
Never.
Because they say parents can be something, man. I saw you posted something recently. They say parents.
Like, yo, I mean, so this basketball year, and like this
Yeah.
All right. So I used to coach basketball 7 years. High school basketball to me is worse than AAU.
Worse than AAU?
As far as parents, I never.
They sit right behind the bench.
Dude,
sometimes they sit on the bench.
Listen. I ain't like, again, my AAU parents. I never really have a problem with them. High school parents, excuse me, think their kids should be entitled to some kids to be. Now, some parents was really good, but so if I got 10 parents, like some parents don't even show up to the game though, because they work and stuff, so they can't really make it. But so if I got 10 parents that show up to the game, 2 of them a problem. 2. And like I had one parent, daughter played almost every game, got a lot of so if the game 30-something minutes, she got at least 20-something minutes in the game. Okay. Mother just kept on complaining. Like, what are you complaining about?
Now, what is it? Do they see this as an opportunity for them to get college scholarship offers? Or?
I don't know what her mother was expecting for to get college. She ain't up in the 10th grade. Okay. Or 11th grade or whatever. Okay. But if my thing is this, if you see an opportunity for your kid to get into college in basketball, then be quiet. Right. Let your kid fail. Let your kid go through the process without you saying something. Because guess what? While you doing all that talking and talking about the coach, you don't know who's sitting behind you. Right. Because it could be a college coach sitting behind you and that's all this mother do is complain about the coach. And the coach is doing what he's doing. It ain't the coach. Her kid ain't going up or hard up and down the court. But it's the coach's fault. A lot of these parents blow their kids' chances. Right. Because you never know. I had college coaches sitting in the audience and these parents ain't know. But they know now because they seen the picture of these 3 girls getting the chance to go to college and play basketball. Right? Yeah. So a lot of parents don't know. You never know who's at the game. That's right. So just enjoy the experience and let your child fail.
Yeah, and be coached.
Yeah. Like, you can't change anything.
Yeah. Let your child be coached.
Let the expert be the expert. Yeah, definitely. Like, and I tell parents, like, you want to coach? Right. If you think you do a better job than me, you can come over here and sit on the bench with me. Right. But there ain't nobody gonna take nobody up on that offer. Right. But a lot of parents don't realize that they can ruin their child life. Right. And their child, and then coaches talk.
And I'm neither one of my daughters ever played the sport. Well, no, my youngest daughter played lacrosse at Poly for a season. And my oldest daughter, she cheerlead. But I didn't have to coach them per se. The one who played lacrosse, I ain't had no clue about lacrosse. I was just on the sideline cheering her on. You know what I mean? And that's how it should be. But one of the things I was going to ask you from that perspective, Steve, like, do you think parents even take into consideration how their conversation on the sideline during a game may even impact them, the child?
Yeah, it does.
While he or she is playing the game, like they might be embarrassed, they might be made to feel particular.
And there's kids that don't like that, like, mom, like,
right.
And then it also confuses the child. Right. Because I tell my yo, look at your parent. While I'm talking to you, and you look over, you coming out the game. Right. So they don't realize how all that affects the kids' chances. And then you wonder why my kid didn't get no plan out because they keep on listening to you. Right. They just enjoy the freaking game, man. And then most of these kids nowadays, because basketball numbers are going down.
Okay, kids what you mean?
Play basketball.
The kids don't want to play. Basketball male and female?
More males gonna always want to play. They could trust me. I'm in the middle school teachers. These little boys just like they
think they LeBron.
And I had to kill 5 of them the other day in basketball because they could play me.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah. I'm like, sure.
So you out here crushing people's dreams.
Man. Oh my God.
See what you doing? Doing?
Look, you gonna challenge me?
Yeah. You out here doing that.
I be trying to tell them yo, I don't want to do that to you. No, Mr. Quillens, come on, you can't play. I said, shorty.
Right.
Don't do it.
Then you crush that dream.
Then it's like,
that's wrong.
I said, I'm like this. I said, I'm gonna play with y'all, but I'm not going to score. Right. I'm just going to pass the ball to the other 2 people on my team.
Right.
I'm just going, no, you can score, Mr. Quinn. Yeah, I'm like, no, I'm not going to score. So they was beating us. Right? And I was just dropping dimes. Behind I look past, he was like, ooh. So I was just dropping dimes.
He said they was like, ooh.
Right. I was just dropping dimes, right? So they was beating us. So the kids from outside was coming inside. So Lou was still running my hand. Come on. I said, yo, if I score, y'all going to lose.
Right.
So I'm just not, no, Mr. Quinn, let's score. You got it. I can play you. I said, all right. Scored on 4 times in a row. Kids like, he got Mr. Quillen done fried you. I said, see, I didn't like, I don't want to hurt.
So did y'all win? Then y'all won.
But the game was like, it was time to stop.
Oh,
but we would have won like, it wasn't like a score probably like 5-3 at that time.
Okay.
So,
do you think with the all of the attention that Angel Reese's and Caitlin,
that sparked like.
Yeah, that sparked the interest for more
it sparked the interest
girls to play. Yeah,
it sparked the interest for. Like I told the coach the other day that I was recruiting, so I told him, I said, and this is how I feel. Anybody else's perspective is their perspective. I said the next good group of girls you're going to get is girls from 2028 on. I said, these 2024s and 2025s, they seem like they lazy as freaking don't want to do nothing. Like,
man.
They just want everything handed to them.
Okay.
Now, these little young girls that's coming up that I'm watching,
right,
balling.
Hungry.
It seemed like they're hungry, right?
Okay.
And I don't know if it was for COVID that got the...
Got you.
But, like, the girls I had, even with COVID, we was outside playing basketball.
Okay.
They was like, Coach, we want to go outside. Okay. So we found the playground. We had masks on, and we was outside playing basketball. So it never really fell off for them.
Okay.
But the ones that was sitting in the house.
Right.
So I think it fell off for a lot of kids. But like I told him, I said, dude, you're not going to get the hungry baller, and this is my perspective, until 2028 graduates.
Okay. And they're going to be impacted by these young ladies we sing.
These long ladies we sing, like Angel Reese and all them.
Right.
And I coached against Angel Reese when I was at Pilates and at...
where she was at St. Francis?
She was at St. Francis. Same player.
Mm-hmm.
Same demeanor.
She go.
Yeah. Same she trash go. Talk.
Yeah, she go.
So for anybody that knows her now, like that always been her. She always been that trash talk. Like she from Baltimore. That's what we did. We talk trash about that, right?
Yeah.
So,
how do you think they gonna show up on the professional level? Do you think like the stars that we witness and women's college basketball, do you think they're gonna be stars on the next level?
I think they can be, and I think they will, because now you got the oldest ones moving out, like Candace Parker, and Candace Parker got like another year. So playing behind them and seeing how they are professionally is what I think most of these girls need to, take out of this. How these ladies are being professional basketball players, like, and handling everything as a professional, right? That's what you need to take most. Like, don't go in it, like, be humble,
Definitely.
Like, don't go in there.
Definitely.
These grown women, like,
definitely.
You got to go in. These women got babies.
Yeah.
Like, you ain't coming there taking my spot. This ain't college, shorty. Like, this my money. Like, this ain't college now where you can go in the transfer portal. Now, ain't no transfer portal. You going to get traded. Or you going to get cut. Ain't no transfer. Ain't none of that. So, they got to go in there with the thing. Let me learn.
Be humble.
Like I always tell, when you go into a new situation, act like you don't know nothing.
Right.
Act like you soak up everything like a sponge. Don't go in there on the best thing.
Right.
No, you go into that situation like, yo, I don't know nothing.
Because you don't.
Right. Because every new girl I get, I say, first thing, you don't know nothing about basketball. I don't care who you came with, where you came from, who used to coach you. You don't know nothing about basketball. I'm going to teach you, but you don't know nothing about basketball right now. So pretend like you don't know nothing about basketball. Nothing at all. Nothing.
Are they receptive to that normally?
Yeah, because we teach the game, so
that's good.
Most of them just learn the skill, but don't learn how to play the game.
Yeah,
even Gino say, I still got to teach all Americans how to play basketball.
Right. Because it's more than just a game.
Yeah, it's more than just you shooting the ball in the basket.
Yeah, it's more than that.
I tell people, if you don't got a high IQ for basketball, you can't never be a great player.
You've been watching LeBron's new podcast, supposed to be for the intellectually High IQ. Yeah. He got a podcast. No, those his words.
So he got a smarter podcast.
Yeah. You haven't seen it? Because he talk about those things.
Yeah, because I mean,
him and what's the dude that played that Duke?
Brian Hill,
JJ Redick.
Oh, JJ Redick.
Him and JJ Redick got a podcast. They talking about pick and rolls. They talking about you probably enjoy it because you know what I mean. You got the high IQ in basketball. I can't watch it and enjoy it. I'm a LeBron fan too, right? I don't have no idea what LeBron talk about. The language that he's using. Check it out, Stevie. It's been out for about a month or so.
Like I was looking at something on Instagram with JJ Redick. Let me see if I still got it. Like with JJ Redick on Instagram, and he said Coach K had said something about him. He said that's the only coach that could say something.
The worst thing that any coach has ever said to me came from Coach K, and it was after my sophomore year. Really struggled that year. Tried to quit in December. My sisters talked me out of it. Really struggled second semester. I played well for most of the season, but I really struggled. Started taking antidepressants, started seeing a therapist, and I was a fucking knucklehead. I was out. I was like living the frat life and trying to play Duke basketball. And like they knew that this was happening. So the season ends. For 4 straight Saturdays, he made me come at 8 a.m. to meet with him. And at one of those meetings, he said to me, "We didn't win a national championship because you weren't worthy of being champion." And that crushed me. And it changed my life also.
Told him he wasn't worthy to be a champion.
The worst thing that any coach has ever said to me came from Coach K, and it was after my sophomore year. Really struggled that year. Tried to quit in December. My sisters talked me out of it. Really struggled second semester. I played well for most of the season, but I really struggled. Started taking antidepressants, started seeing a therapist, and I was a fucking knucklehead. I was out. I was like living the frat life and trying to play Duke basketball. And like they knew that this was happening. So the season ends. For 4 straight Saturdays, he made me come in at 8 a.m. to meet with him. And in one of those meetings, he said to me, "We didn't win a national championship because you weren't worthy of being champion."
So I'm that coach.
Okay.
Like, and my girls get it. Like, I don't lie to them.
Okay.
Like, I'm gonna tell you the truth. Like, yo, you suck right now. So now you got to get better. You know what I mean?
You ever made a player cry?
Yeah. But it wasn't a demeaning type cry. It's like, yo, I'm pushing you. Right? So they cry and all right, Coach, I'm good. Let's go.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
Okay.
It wasn't like a demeaning cry, like, yo, you suck. Yeah. Like, no, yo, let's go. Like, you're better than what you're doing right now. That it's not like, yo, right now, yo, like the girl Michaela, you suck right now. Yo, like, what you doing?
Right.
But it depends on how you build that relationship.
Yeah, definitely. It's everything.
The relationship is about everything. Because Michaela would be like, Coach, really? If you don't, you know what I mean? And we had that spat back and forth. Then we like, all right, let's go out there. Let's go. Let's go kick.
Right. Based on your relationship.
Based on our relationship. And I got, for all my players, I build that relationship with them so when I'm telling them something, it don't go over their head like, okay, he's telling me the harsh truth, but it's out of love.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's because he want me to get better. He ain't just saying it just to be saying it. It's like, no, yo, right now you're not playing your best.
Right.
And you suck right now.
Right.
So what are you going to do about it now? Is you going to mope?
Right.
Or are you going to go out there
and kill?
Yeah,
do what you're capable of doing.
Exactly. Like we was in Florida. So this girl named, one of my basketball players named Amari, he came to the game. I think it was the second game we was playing. And Amari had went up. She fell on her face. Right? And she was playing terrible that day. Like, she couldn't do nothing right. Right? So she came out the game. She was crying. I'm like, oh, what are you crying for? I can't. I said, Amari, really? Like, get together, y'all. Before the next game, she came. She's like, Coach, I ain't never having a game like that again.
Okay.
Rest of the tournament,
yeah.
Sheesh. Beast mode.
Yeah.
Locking people down.
Yeah.
Stealing, layup, boom,
Yeah.
shot the 3. Like, beast mode, yo.
Yeah.
When she came, I ain't never having a game like that again. You don't got to worry about me ever crying nut.
Yeah.
I ain't never having a game like that again. And she just came out that beast mode.
Yeah,
so
that's good. That's good.
So sometimes
I gotta come check out some of your games, Stevie. Man, you gotta give me your schedule.
Yeah, we go to. So I got a little younger girls now because I just cut my older girls team.
Okay.
So
Wow.
Like I just told the other coach, like the dedication part of it. Like,
God, none of them. I'm sure that had to hurt some
like,
kids.
So it did, but so it's like I really didn't. I really wasn't thinking about doing high school this year because of the simple fact the last couple of years it's been like they wasn't really being dedicated.
Gotcha.
The younger girls would be dedicated,
Mm-hmm.
but the older girls wasn't really dedicated like that. So me and my assistant coach was talking. He's like, "Yo, I'm not doing this another year where I got 6 and 7 people at the game and stuff like that."
Oh man, showing up at the game.
Yeah. You got 12 girls, but then, you know what I'm saying, then
6
or 7, 5 of them show up at practice because, I got to do this, I got to do that. So once
they
get
not
older,
prioritizing.
right, so once we get older, it's like, I got to get a job. I got to do this, I got to do that. So this year, like, I waited kind of late to start, especially because I'm like, I'm coaching high school.
Right.
Over the years, I wasn't coaching high school.
Right.
But after like, even before the playoffs ended in high school, it was people having AAU trials for high school. And I'm like, don't you get these girls arrested? Just got finished playing high school basketball.
Right.
So we didn't start until like the middle, like after the playoffs stopped. Like I gave girls like a week off, then I like scheduled my practices and stuff like that. So I ain't had the numbers that I really wanted, but I had like 9, 12 girls. And then I moved from where I used to practice at last year, was like a central location. So where I practice at now is not like a central location.
So it's harder for people to get there?
It's not really harder, yo. These people just lazy.
Oh, okay.
They don't want. You don't want to drive. You'll drive an hour and a half to a game.
Right.
Pay $75 the whole weekend,
right.
but won't drive 20 minutes around the Beltway.
Right.
To kind of practice.
Right.
But I had.
Right.
That live in Bel Air, Pennsylvania. Right. They kind of practice every day.
Oh man.
Kind of practice every day, yo. But you couldn't drive 20 minutes around a Beltway. Yeah. They kind of practice. So home life, it was life. So I make myself available when I make myself available.
Right.
Because now you had me all these years and they take advantage of it.
Right.
So now I'm available when I'm available.
Okay.
I'm available, like, a lot of stuff I do for little or no cost at all. Yeah. You'll go somewhere else, won't get the same treatment, won't get the same style, the same fun, the same...
None of that.
None of that stuff, and pay way more money. It won't get the same quality. And I'm doing stuff way below market. Because I don't believe kids should be paying thousands of dollars. Parents spending half of that money you spending to play basketball. Right. You could put that away in an investment account and wait 4 years to pay for their college without them playing sports. Right? These parents are getting working 2 jobs just for their kid to play AAU basketball.
This just popped in my head though. We might have to play 1-on-1.
My knees hurt.
Go back. Take it all the way back. We might have to go around Hartford Heights. This just popped in my head. I'm sure we got to go. On the monkey ball. 1-on-1. Yeah, so we could put this. Yeah.
My knees hurt.
So we could settle all this. You know what I mean?
No, my knees hurt.
All right, now my knees hurt.
Let's get to another law. So let's get to like the Deuce perspective, man. Let's let the audience hear about the Deuce perspective.
Look, you know what it is, Stevie. All right, so the Deuce perspective. So this how my mind works. I don't believe in coincidences, right? I believe that God gives individuals certain beliefs and dreams and plant certain seeds in your head, right? For me, like I could dream something once and then I'm gonna try it.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I think it's intended for me. Right. So, and my mother told me years ago, because I've always had like an entrepreneurial spirit.
Right.
And I've tried to bring other people along. Right.
Can't bring everybody.
You can't. Right. But my mother told me, she said, man, your dreams are your dreams. The only person you got to convince to believe in them is you. You know what I mean? I'm trying to convince everybody else to believe in them, right? Except me. You know what I mean? Except myself, right? So the Dude's perspective, initially, before everybody started doing the podcasting and all of that, I created a weekly newsletter. Okay. And I named it the Dude's perspective, right? And I say, this is just my perspective, but we all have one. You know what I mean? Write yours. You know what I mean? I'm just choosing the right mind. And what I would do is what we're doing now, Stevie, man, I'll find individuals that I want to interview. I'll go sit down, interview them. I'll write different commentary or editorials about things that's going on in our community, things that's happening in society. A lot of it came from a hip hop perspective because that's my interest. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
and the impact, and the impact
that
it's having, the culture it's having on our community. And I would write it, have my wife edit it for me, print it out, take it to Staples, print up copies, and I was passing them out like it was the Afro-American. You know what I mean? I'm going unsolicited at times, putting them in people's mailboxes. You know what I mean, Stevie, man? And I was doing that years ago. And then fast forward 10 plus years later, I learned the computer, but I'm still a novice at it. I really don't. You more advanced in just a little time that you was doing this than I am. You know what I mean? But I learned how to transfer what I was doing, pen and pad, to the computer. Okay. So one of the things too, I'm gonna tell you this. Like years ago, it's the oldest hip hop oriented website. It's a website called allhiphop.com, right? And I've been reading it for years. But prior to reading allhiphop.com, it was this website called realtalkny.net, right? And they would write these stories, these editorials about hip hop, doing what I transferred into the Dews perspective initially. So what I would do is I would comment on realtalkny.net. Whatever he posted, I would comment or send him a direct message. And he started corresponding with me. The owner of the website started corresponding with me. Lo and behold, what eventually happened was he gave me access to start writing on his site. Okay. You know what I mean? And he would post. Well, he gave me access that I could post it myself. You know what I mean? This back in the early 2000s, right? So I'm doing it and I'm posting it. But in my mind, what eventually happened, a company bought him out.
Oh, so they got to keep all your
but that wasn't even what I was concerned. I wanted to try to capitalize monetarily wise. Right. You know what I mean? Like after a while, it was fun. But I'm a grown man with a family. I mean, it's my dream. But can you imagine me going? My wife see me sit down, typing it, right? And I'm like, no, baby, don't worry about it. I got posted. I'm calling my homeboys, yo, read my page, read this and that, right? And it looked good, but where the money at? So I did that for Real Talk and why.net. He ended up selling it. Dude that owned it, gentleman named Nigel. Never met him face to face. Just all this online, right, Steve? So ended up. So I'm like, I got in my feeling, man. I'm not doing that no more, man. I'm trying to get a couple of dollars, right? So as I was doing that with realtalkny.net, allhiphop.com was another site that I would read faithfully, religiously, and they had this. They had a rumor section, and the gentleman they had a character that they had created called Ill Seed, right? And Ill Seed would write these things, and oftentimes it was funny or something outlandish. I would correspond with Ill Seed. Right. And from corresponding with Ill Seed, I got in contact with the co-CEO of the company, a gentleman named Chuck Creekmer. His partner is a gentleman named Greg Watkins. Chuck Creekmer started allowing me to submit material that he would post. And again, I was off and running. I'm submitting. You could Google it. If you Google my name, Cornell Dews, allhiphop.com, you'll see the different editorials that they posted and uploaded from me. So I did that consistently. But again, like what you're doing, when you have a thought and an idea and you want to share it and you want to publicize it, sometimes I would submit things that I thought was worthy of being published that didn't get published, right? For whatever reason, you know what I mean? And I didn't want that to happen. Right. You know what I mean? Like I wanted to be able to do what they were doing. And these gentlemen that got allhiphop.com, man, they're from Delaware, right? You don't see a lot of hip hop acts from Delaware. You know what I mean? So that was encouraging and motivating to me too. And I shared that with brother Chuck Creekmer. Like, I'm from Baltimore, East Baltimore, right? And if you can do it, then I can be motivated and encouraged to do it. So it was my passion of doing those things and the opportunities that I got to do with realtalkny.net, allhiphop.com, that allowed me to start thinking and dreaming like, yo, I could create something of my own. And it started with the Dews perspective, that the paper, pen and pad, and then that transferred to the dewsperspective.com. But I'm gonna tell you this, because I'll be remiss not to share this. So even before realtalkny.net and allhiphop.com and me corresponding with them regularly, the Baltimore Sun had a journalist, great journalist, man. You may
know about him now.
No, I'm gonna tell you, gentleman named Gregory Kane.
Okay.
Mr. Kane, right? Mr. Kane. God bless the day he passed away, man. Passed away from cancer. Mr. Kane used to write editorials for the Baltimore Sun, right? Again, I get his email address, correspond with him. I read the articles, say my opinion of the articles. Mr. Kane, man, from doing that, Stevie, man, he and I established a relationship and a rapport, man, that allowed him to start interviewing me, which he posted in the Baltimore Sun or blackamericaweb.com, like different interviews. Yeah. And he would even come to my class when I was teaching elementary school at Furman L. Templeton Elementary School on Pennsylvania Avenue in West Baltimore. And I had all boys classes. He would come speak to my kids regularly. And I had a chess club. He would come and play chess with my boys, man. You know what I mean? Just by doing that. Like, so I'm a strong proponent of that. If I see somebody doing something, I'm encouraged and believe that I can do it. I will reach out, correspond. Plus, I'm this type of dude too. I don't even trip off. I don't have no hate in me. When I see somebody doing, if I see somebody doing something that I want to do, I'm encouraged by it, and I'll ask you.
How you do it?
Yeah, how you do that?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, and I'm gonna apply it if you take the time to share it with me. I'm not gonna sit on the sideline. I'm gonna reach out. I'm gonna correspond. I'm gonna engage if you allow me to. So I've done that throughout my life. Now, again, grown man, wife, children, family, home, responsibilities. My wife don't just want to hear me doing things for fun.
You know what I mean?
My wife like
Amazon box coming in. Like, what's that? Like, where's the microphone? For what? Like,
for what? You know what I mean?
Shoot.
When is it going to turn into something? You know what I mean? Right. And I'm like, shorty, look, but you know what I mean? She allowed me. She knows, like your wife, I'm sure. Yo, just let him. He's not bothering nobody. Man, let him do him, man.
Like hanging outside.
Let him do him, man. You know what I mean? And God willing, something will come from it. In all honesty, I asked you this before you got started. I said, Stevie, what's been the response, right? I believe this. Like, whether, God willing, we all want our efforts to turn into monetary gain, right? Because we're in the business of monetary gain, right? In this business, right? But with that being said, whether it turns into that or not, somebody is being encouraged and inspired. Like, I'm sure when you said the positive responses that you get, man, there's people who see things that I may post online that don't comment online. But when they see me in person, and they'll say, man, when you said that, man, that motivated and encouraged me, man. Or hit me on the phone. Boy, when you keep doing what you're doing, that's motivating and encouraging. And they don't realize how motivating and encouraging that is.
Yeah, and you know what? And that happens. Like, everybody, like, what you doing? I tell them, I was like, go check it out. Yeah. And they be like, yo, you doing real, like, you like. Yeah. Like, what you told me the other day, like,
yes, sir.
Like, really inspired me. Like, you like, yo, what you do? You're inspiring a lot of people.
Sir.
Yo.
Yes, sir. Don't even realize.
Don't even realize. Like, you're inspiring, and that's my thing.
Myself included. I told you. Yes, sir.
And that's the thing. And even with your, when I was thinking about our podcast today, right? So even with your perspective, I was like, yo, the things that he's saying on his perspective, inspired. Because when you like, yo, I'm about to do the pod, I want you to be my first. That inspired me. Like,
definitely.
Definitely. Do a pod.
Because look, let me tell you this. Yo, you don't know, right? All right, and this the audience, because I know we just sitting here having a conversation as if it's just the two of us, but people won't be listening to watching this, right? But this right here. Yo, when I'm online, right, Stevie, man, and I see your book, I see that you got a published book, right, that's being sold on Amazon, right? I'm talking about a show enough published, nice artwork, well written. You know what I mean? I'm like, yo, this is my man. Right. You know what I mean, Steve? Like I'm motivated and encouraged by that. I'm going to repost it. I'm going to share it. but I'm also going to go and purchase the book.
Right.
You know what I mean? Right. I'm going to purchase the book. I'm going to read the book.
Right.
And I'm going to share that with, and I'm going to encourage anybody else to do the same, right? Like, and I think that needs to happen more in our community. When we see our homeboys doing something like, yo, for you to do, that's my man. Right. So I celebrate you the same way I would celebrate my win.
Right. And a lot of, like, even on, like, Facebook, like, people I ain't talked to and get, like, yo, bring me 5 of those books. Yeah. Like, and my daughter do, like, Michelle called me, like, Steve, I need 5 books. Yeah. Me and my daughter, we do this little thing and we give books away to the school and stuff. So I'm need about 5 of your books while they did it and that. And like the thing you gave me that you wrote about your father.
Yes, sir.
I gave that to my son. I'm like, yo, read this.
Yeah, that's real.
Like really read this, yo, because
that's real.
Somebody's story might inspire you to,
definitely,
you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Somebody's story might inspire, because sometimes our kids don't really appreciate us.
They don't, yeah.
And then once they read somebody else's story.
Yo, let me tell you something. All right, let me share this, right, Steve? Look, yes, I shared with you. My wife and I, we're prepping to celebrate our 25-year wedding anniversary, right? Mm-hmm. We're renewing our vows, God willing. The date is the 18th of May, but our anniversary is actually May 22nd. Right. Well, anyway, yesterday we had to meet with our pastor, right? Just to check in. My wife she called him in advance and was like, P.M. Smith, our pastor is Pastor P.M. Smith. We are members of Hubert Memorial Church, right? So Kim called and was like, Pastor, do we need to meet with you since we're about to renew our vows? You doing and this and that? He was like, yeah, y'all need to check in. Yeah, right. Everybody need to check in, right? So we met with him, man. And we talked for about an hour and some change, right? A lot of it centered around, he was just telling stories about himself, but it's applicable to us and everybody else, right? But one of the things he said, we talking about, you shared my memoir that I wrote entitled Daddy with your son that I shared with you, right? And in my story, I was telling you, because I'm going to tell you, you said something that was quite interesting to me. In my story, I was telling my brother Stevie here how my father's substance abuse issues, I couldn't understand it, right, as a child, and the impact that it had on me, right? When I realized what my father was dealing with, right? But up until I realized what he was dealing with, my father was my hero. Like, I ain't never wanted to be like no other man outside of my father, right? And then I saw what he was doing, and I was like, oh, I was crushed by it, right, homeboy? And I couldn't understand it. Well, something that my pastor said yesterday, and he said it from the pulpit too, because he was talking about his dad, and his relationship with his dad, and he lost his dad at a very young age, right? But one of the things I asked my pastor, I said, Pastor, the older you get, do you have a better appreciation for your dad? He said, without a doubt, right? He said this. He said, a boy cannot understand a man. Right. You know what I mean, Stevie? Like, and to put it in perspective, the dude's perspective, my perspective, as a boy, I couldn't understand the vices and what my dad was wrestling with. The one thing that you said that I was like, damn, that was deep. When I shared my story with you, you said, I never seen that side of your father. I never even, and I was like, yo, like that was heavy to me, right? Because, and it was appreciative too, because he was what they would refer to as a functioning. You know what I mean? So Monday through Friday he worked, but then Friday evening he dibbled and dabbed. Saturday he, dibbled and dabbed. Sunday he was getting ready to go back to work. You know what I mean? Outside appearance, when I was a kid, probably didn't see it, but internally what I was wrestling with. But the one thing that I'm grateful for and always been grateful for, and this means so much, this is why I can sit here today and say a month from now, I'll be celebrating 25 years married to the same woman that I'm still in love with to this day. He never left. Right. You know what I mean, Steve? Right. He never left, right? And I know me and my mother was blowing this high. You hear me? I know. Boy, look, I know he was. You know what I mean? I know he was like, man, I could go somewhere else and chill, right? Chill, right. But he never left. You know what I mean? And I'm being facetious with what, but I'm just saying he never left. And that's the most meaningful. You know what I mean? Because we had a lot of friends who fathers left. Right. Who left. You know what I mean? He never left. And I'm gonna tell you, we was talking about this, like it's a difference when you grew up in the house with a big brother. Right. You know what I mean? You grew up and it's a difference when you got a male that you're accountable to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And the other day in practice, so this girl father, after practice, he was outside the car, and he said something. So I'm like, "What's wrong?" He's like, "Oh, I guess she's mad at me right now." Now look, I said, "What is you mad at him for?" So I said, "Yo," I said, "This man gets you anything you want, drives you around, bring you to basketball practice, come back and pick you up, feeds you, and you're mad at him?"
Right.
Or she's not talking to him. Like, why you not talking to him? If you got something to say to him, say it.
Right.
I said, yo, because I never seen my father.
Right.
My father died before I was born.
Right.
Like I said, so you better appreciate this man while he's here.
Right.
Because when he's gone, you like, I wish I can have that conversation with him again.
Without a doubt. Yes,
right?
sir.
So he was like, thanks, coach, for that. I'm like, I'll say, yo, because if she's not going to respect you, she can't play for me. She can't play for me. If you're not respecting your parents, you can't play for me. Yo,
that says a lot.
Hey, like
that says a lot.
Because even I was listening to Dawn Staley, and she said that. She said, if I know a kid don't respect their parents, not gonna respect us.
You already know.
So I'm not gonna,
you already know.
We lost them.
Yeah.
So I'm not gonna deal with you if I know you're not respecting your parents.
I'm gonna cut you loose before I lose you.
Right. Yeah. So like kids, like teenagers, when they between the ages of something, hate their parents.
Yeah, I already know.
Because
I already know. Yeah, we got kids that was teenagers.
My daughter used to hair on me all the time.
I already know.
I'd be like, where you want to go at? I don't want to go nowhere.
It'll come back. It's gonna come back though, because I'm gonna tell you, my youngest daughter, babe, she used to ride shotgun with me. Then by the time we went to Poly, she don't even get in the front. She sit in the back seat with her headphones on. I'm trying to talk to her, baby. How was this? She just give me one answers, one word answers. You know what I mean? I'm hurt. Did I get home? She laugh with her mother. I stick my head in, like, yo. Come on, man. But it come back. You know what I mean? And for me, yeah, that's a whole nother topic of conversation.
It's crazy. You know what I mean?
It comes back though. It comes back though.
Yeah, I was like, oh, come on.
Yeah, that's crazy.
When you was talking about writing editorials and stuff like that, that's your underdog story. You don't really realize that.
Yeah, how about that? All right,
that's your underdog story.
Yeah, that is. Yeah,
you was perseverance. Grinding.
That's
you know what I mean?
We done went full circle. You was gonna try to find the underdog story for me, right? You want me to have an underdog story?
You're
right.
You're right. You like,
somebody put me on.
And then you like, hold on.
Yeah, I was hurt too. Somebody give me a couple of hours. I ain't earned nothing. I don't own nothing.
They done bought the company. All right, man, book that. My writing ain't getting published. Nah, I'm still gonna publish my. Let me go over here.
You're right. You're absolutely right, Steve.
And you still.
That's it. I persevered.
And guess, man, you starting to write shit.
My own. I published my own.
So at one time, was you on the radio at Morgan?
Man, you come on, Stevie. You're man. Now look, it's a gentleman, Craig Thompson. Right, he's an attorney. But I met Craig years ago. I met him years ago, like back in the 90s when I met him. I knew that he had a show. It was called The Front Page with Craig Thompson on 88.9 FM, Morgan Station, right? And I again seen that he was up at Morgan. I reached out to him, Mr. Thompson. Hey, how you doing? It's Cornell. So and so, I sent him an email.
Closed mouths don't get fed.
Right. I'm sending emails. You know what I mean? If I get your email, I'm hitting you. You hear me? Yeah. Hey, man, it's Cornell, man. So and so, man, you got a show. He extended the invitation for me to come up to his show.
Okay.
I was like, without a doubt, I'm there. Right. But most people they'll be like, man, come on up. Right. And most people bluff.
Right.
Either way, bluffing with the come on, the invitation, and bluffing with the acceptance of the invitation. Right. I'm not bluffing either way. No, you extended, if you can say come before you say on, I'm there. Right? I'm already at the door. Right? So look, Stevie, I go up there, right? I go up there to the studio up at Morgan. I'm sitting up at the studio. This was during the time Dr. Bunley was running for mayor.
Okay.
Because he was the guest on the show.
Oh, okay.
Dr. Bunley come up there because I worked in the school system. Dr. Bunley, for a lot of black male educators, is like the mentor for a lot of black male educators in Baltimore City Public Schools, right? Okay. And been that for years. You know what I mean? So I made Dr. Bunley's acquaintance before, and I've always had the utmost respect for him. He came into the studio. Mm-hmm. We spoke. Mr. Thompson was like, Cornell, come on into the studio with us. So I'm going into the studio with him, right? So I sit down in the chair. I'm just happy to be there.
Right.
He tells me, he said, man, put these headphones on. I said, put the hit. Man. Steve, I'm 1 2 1 2.
Microphone check.
What we doing?
Right. Can I push this button?
Right. They made me part of the conversation.
Right.
From that one invitation, Stevie, I went every Tuesday.
Wow.
After work, I'm on my way. And every Tuesday I came up there. He allowed me to sit in at the mic, put the headphones on, and become part of the conversation. See? Now, I'm going to tell you what ended up happening from that. When he couldn't make it, he called me and said, Cornell, can you sit in? Man, without a doubt, I'll sit in. I said it now. I will say this, though, right? Because this is just how your man mind work, right? I'm sitting there.
I'll take over this.
I ain't even prepared to take over, right? I can't take over. But in my mind, right? So look, I'm here. So look, I'm there, right, Stevie? I'm talking, having a great show. So at the end of the show, the producer pulled me up. We talking. Mm-hmm. I'm like, man, how it go? You know, he was like, man, when he said, but look, when you introduce the show, you have to say, this is the front page with Craig Thompson. Uh-huh. Filling in for him, though, is you saying it like it's the front page with Cornell. That's not. He said, man, people calling in, listening, wanting to hear Mr. Thompson, and you talk like, nah, we can't. And I cried, laughing. I like, my bad, man. I just got ahead of myself. I got carried away. He like, man, that's not your show. I said, I understand. That's how I understand. But I'm gonna tell you, like I'm appreciative for every opportunity.
Right.
And what I will say, man, like, and you know this, you got to create that, right? Now for me, so I've done that, Stevie. My thing is, man, I know what to do, and I've done some great things in my mind, right? But I haven't been consistent enough for myself. You know what I mean? Like, cause life at times, man. Cause even when I was doing that, what happened? Even when I was doing that with Craig, the front page with Craig Thompson on the show up at WEAA 88.9. What happened was I started, and I was in the paper a couple of times, and I was on the news a couple of times. Right. I started to believe my own. I started like in my mind, right? Like, and I was an educator, and I was a great educator, and been there for years. But I got above myself. So something that you said earlier, and I got it tatted on my arm when you said you got to humble yourself, right? Because the other part to that is, if you don't humble yourself, you'll be humbled. Right. You know what I mean? And I had to, so that is my underdogs. And I had to go through, I had to find humility. Right. You know what I mean? Because around that time, man, I thought I was going to be the next whoever. You know, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, I'm selling my clothes, I got Miati, I'm throwing parties, I'm doing me. You know what I mean? But that's all I was doing was me. You know, it was selfish. It was self-centered. It was, I had forgot why I wanted to initially do it. Right. You know what I mean? And what I should be doing it for, and to whose benefit I should be doing it for. You know what I mean, homeboy? And this, so,
so everything we talk about, right, I don't listen to today.
Yes, sir.
So when you was talking about your why, right? So I was to the dude, and he was talking about Connecticut. So I'm gonna see if I can find. So this is what I was listening to earlier. I hope the audience can hear it. But
you was watching that when I came in.
Yeah. Oh shoot.
You wasn't gonna rest until you found my underdog story.
Yeah. Huh? But now he just don't want to play now. Like what the heck?
You watched it several times. Tell us what it said. You do his voice.
No, I can't do his voice.
You can do his voice. When you satisfied, go ahead. All right, go ahead. You can do that. I just told you that's our mind. We think we can do it. Go ahead.
Gosh,
tell me the story. Tell me what he said.
So he was at UConn, right? Because UConn just won a championship.
Okay.
So he's a
motivational speaker.
Yeah, he's a motivational speaker, right?
Mr. What's his name?
It's the hip hop preacher.
Yeah.
So he's the motivational speaker, right? So he was talking about like he was going to UConn to speak to the UConn team. So he was telling them like, once you become a champion, you feel like you're full.
Exactly.
Right. So to get back there, what else do you got? You know what I mean? You get back there. So he was like, his son was like, yeah, Dad, you going to UConn to go speak. Good luck. So he was like, I told my son, I don't need no good luck.
Yeah.
I got your mother who got MS.
Yeah.
Right? I got your sister.
Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
I got to make sure y'all right before I die.
Yeah. This ain't
you know
about
what I
luck.
mean?
Yeah.
He said, I got to get that check.
Yeah.
Because on my way home on that plane, I could die.
Yeah.
So he said, that extra is my why.
Yes, sir.
I got to get back to my why.
Yes, sir.
Like, so he was telling UConn players, like, you're full right now because you want a championship, right?
Yes, sir.
How you going to get back there?
Yes, sir.
Right? You got to find your why.
Yes, sir.
You know what I mean?
I do.
So when we get complacent, and and we're not consistent, that's when you got to go back to your why am I doing this? Right now, I got to get more because I'm just like my wife was like, I'd be like, all right, I'm gonna try this. She'd be like, gonna try something else.
Yeah, same.
Then I'm like, all right, dang, I'm tired of that. So now I'm gonna try this.
Yeah.
I'm tired of that. So now I'm gonna try this.
But keep trying.
And I'm keep trying until I find something that I know that I can really like. Basketball, I'm consistent at.
Right.
I'm never missing
right.
Like podcasts. Like I made up in my mind, like, yo, I'm gonna do this on Tuesdays and Thursdays, with or without a guest.
Yeah, without a doubt.
You know what I mean? Because that's what I'm going to do.
Yeah,
and I need this to work.
Yeah, and it will work. Because look, because I'm gonna say this too, Stevie. As I think about my why, people aren't tuning in just for your guests.
Right.
They tuning in to hear you.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the guest is a caveat. That's a bonus.
Right.
Half of your audience don't even know me. So they not here for, because you said Cornell Dews was going, they're here for you. You know what I mean? So yeah, whether you have a guest or not, you got to show up. I'm going to tell you though, yeah, this is great, Steve, because we've come full circle. I want to, somebody said this years ago and I believe it. They say every day you live, you have an opportunity to write your own obituary.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And write your own eulogy.
Yep.
Right. And that's I want to, at this stage and age, I've always been who I am at my core essence, but I got a lot of other stuff that hover above that core essence, that can be crazy at times. You know what I mean? But the core essence of who I am is, a true, authentic individual.
Right.
Right. My why, I want to make my parents proud. I want to make my wife and my daughters proud. Recently I've been thinking about this. I want my life, this part of the reason why I don't mind being transparent.
Right.
I want to use my life as motivation to other people.
Right.
You know what I mean, homeboy? That's why I don't mind being transparent,
right.
And vulnerable at times and sharing,
and that's it. And I think it's a false narrative that men should not be vulnerable.
Yeah, that's weak. That's weak. That's weak.
That's real.
That's weak.
That's real.
That's weak.
I think we should be.
What I'm supposed to do? Yeah, right. Suppress all those feelings and wow somebody out.
That's why we have heart attack. You're gonna use some cayenne pepper.
Drinking apple cider vinegar and all that. Yeah, I mean, no green tea and all that. Head hurting.
And speaking on like what you just talked about, right? So. Some days I sit down and I'll be like, yo, Steve, what are you doing? And then I'll be like, when I leave here,
definitely.
And I'm I think when I leave here, I think one thing that my wife is going to see is how many people I touch.
The impact. I already know. I already know.
And that's all I want. Like that's all like.
It's crazy.
Because right now, I think my wife like knows how many people.
Yeah.
Because she like who's that? Like Michaela coming over. Like she's like, but I don't really
know.
I don't think she
know.
knows.
Yeah.
Like, this is why he been out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Until 9 o'clock at night. That little girl is the reason why.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Impact.
The impact of, this is why he does that.
And this is who he is.
Right,
like, I know who he is, right. But who I am to
everybody else.
Yeah, that's heavy.
Like,
that's heavy.
I don't
think you know.
Right. So I just like when I'm gone, and like my kids, like
definitely
I spend more time with other people's kids than even my kids because of my coaching thing, right? And one thing me being vulnerable, me having a conversation with my son, because my son is 25 right now, so trying to get him to get out the little boy stage, get to the man stage. So my son, he said, and I've been wanting to tell you this for a while. I'm like, what? He said, I think that you want me to be like the girls that you coach. Mm-hmm. And this is what I told him. I said, no, I don't want you to be like the girls that you coach. I said, because a lot of the girls that I coach don't have a father.
That's deep.
They don't have a father. They don't have somebody in their life that's really pouring into them like that every day. So I'm like, no, I don't want you to. I want you to be who you are. I'm just trying to give you a little guidance because I've been there.
Right.
I've been where you at. So this is what I need you to do so you won't fall down that rabbit hole.
Right. Definitely.
Man, you to take my advice.
Yeah.
And do it.
Prayerfully, you take my advice.
One thing my son told me something, and it kind of hurt me. Mm-hmm. When I thought about it, I'm like, dude, he said, I don't want to be like you. And I'm like,
be better than me then.
Be better than me then.
How
like,
about that?
But the people that know me, that know my son, that know he's my son, like, yo, your father got something going on. Like, yo, you better, like, I already know. That dude ain't telling you nothing.
Yeah. He's not misleading you.
Yo, because where he work at, that's my homeboy's restaurant. And all the people I grew up with, that I worked with Phillips at, knows me, knows he's my son. Always telling that stuff, man. Yeah. Like, yo, your father, like one of the dudes that used to coach with him, like, yo, your father got something real good, you better hop on that train. Yeah. Like, I have so many influences, the people that I test, the people that I coach. Yeah. I coach a senator's daughter. Mm-hmm. I coach a guy that worked he worked for the he's a manager for the Ford dealership. Yeah. Like, yo, your son need a job, tell him to come on. Yeah. Like, so he don't know how much influence I have to help him. Yeah. But he's like, I want to do it, man. I'm like, all right, go ahead and do it on your own. Yeah. But
and that's an unfortunate thing though, Stevie, man. Like my youngest daughter is 25, right? And we're blessed. And the position that she's in is a blessing by the grace of God, right? But just the that generation, for whatever reason, they don't want to learn from our mistakes. Right. And I'm gonna be honest with you.
We was the same way.
Right? Because my grandmother used to say to me, she used to be like, "Man, you don't believe it stink until you smell it."
Right.
You know
that's
what I mean?
What our parents
my grandmother, and I'd be like, "Grandma, you know what I mean?" Right. Right. And sometimes you had to really have it mushed in your face to know, and that's an unfortunate thing.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
And that's what I'm doing right now.
It's an unfortunate thing. I would prayerfully, our children will just start to heed.
And I think
the message.
And I think that's like what you go back to what you said earlier about what you like what the preacher said.
Right. A boy can't understand a man. Yeah, a boy can't understand a man. Yeah, a boy cannot understand a man. You hear me?
No matter what, as a man, I'm telling you.
Boy can't understand him. And I don't even care your age. Right. You got to grow up and have some type of responsibilities. Some people accountable for you. Right. You know what I mean? You might even have to have some vices or some ups and downs, some highs and lows that you've experienced that make you turn around and be like, I had to go home and tell my father as a young man. I met my wife at 22. I had to and got married at 25. I had to go home and tell my daddy, I apologize to you. I apologize to you. I got a better understanding. Right. You know what I mean? And before my dad passed away, my father also shared what I wanted to hear and what all boys want to hear from their fathers. Man, I'm proud of you. Right. You know what I mean? Like the band that you've become. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? So, you know, it went that way. But I'm going to tell you, like, a couple of things, Steve. Something that you said, like, even when we talk about our why. What you doing right here, I think about God willing, I don't have any grandkids. We don't have any grandkids right now.
I got one on the way.
One on the way. Congratulations, right?
My stepdaughter about to happen.
I think about this, like 20 years from now, 30 years from now, it could be somebody, grandchild or whatever, right? And they could say, if we're not still here, or even if we are, if they could just say, what kind of father was, or what kind of grandfather was Cornell? You know what I mean?
Right.
What kind of daddy did you have? What kind of stepdad did you have?
Right.
And they could be like, I ain't even got to tell you. Let me pull up one of his videos.
Right.
Let's go to his YouTube page.
Right.
Let's look at his social media. Let's pull up. Google his name. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like stuff like that. Like I do what I'm doing and what you're doing. I do it with that intent as well.
Right.
You know, like this right here is recorded history.
Right.
We shaping and writing our own narrative. Right. You know what I mean, Steve? Mm-hmm. So like it's done with that purpose and intent, man. All of that like is a why for me. But I'm gonna tell you what I shared with you about being on the radio and all that. Mm-hmm. I was 30. 50 now. Wow. In my early 30s. Yeah, I'm completely, you know what I mean? Wow. If creating and giving the same opportunity now, it'd be a totally different approach. I would ask her what I'm supposed to say before I said anything. Write it down for me so I get it correct.
But another thing is though, when that producer part, he should have been like...
No, he probably was. he probably did wave his hands like that.
I ain't saying that.
I was gone, though.
It's my show today. It's my show today. It's my show, bro. It's my show today,
my bad.
Son.
My bad.
I ain't doing that.
He probably did. I'm certain he did.
It's my show.
That's probably why they asked me to stop coming out
It's my show today, dude.
My bad, y'all. I apologize. I don't be meaning no harm. I forget at times.
So to my audience, y'all, it's a lot of perspectives here. Like we going into the Underdawgs story, we telling our life stories. We got you know, we gotta go through this. But like this is like a lifetime of friendship and talk and perspective that you know, as young men and as men growing up, like, I think one of the best things of us growing up was our neighborhood. Like, and I was talking to somebody about that today, like, yo, neighborhoods just ain't the same.
Not the same,
man. Like, I can't even cuss the kid out next door.
Nah.
Like, I can't even whoop his tail.
Nah.
Our neighbors catch us. Like, Mr. Daniel.
They dealt with us. Yeah, they dealt with us accordingly. And something you said. Something I think this is important. You said neighborhood. We grew up in a neighborhood.
Right.
It wasn't a hood.
No, it was a neighborhood.
Unfortunately, over time, things can change. I shared with you one time when I first started teaching during the summertime, I would have a snowball stand in front of my parents' house. I'm sitting in front of, because I'm just hanging out. Right. You know what I mean? Got a snowball stand in the summer. And one of my homegirls who I went to college with, friend of me and my wife, she worked summer school at Hoff Heights. And after she got off, she would come around to the snowball stand and sit out the snowball stand. And this during the early 2000s. We was raised in the 80s on Hartford and Darley. Right, you know what I mean? It's completely different. 20 years later, 25 years later.
Chinese store in the middle was blocked no more.
It's completely different, right? So she was looking up and down the street, and then she was like, Cornell, I really want to commend you. I said, commend me for what? She was like, you made it out of here. I said, sure it ain't. This ain't the same neighborhood I was raised in. You know what I mean? No. Unfortunately. I'm like, you looking up and down, you see activity that's taking place in the community, unfortunately, that ain't got no business taking place in nobody's community. No. You know what I mean? I'm like, sure they. I ain't even gonna front like you know you stick your chest out and be like, yeah, sure, I got it out the mud. I didn't get it from out the mud. You know what I mean? I like, look, miss, I don't even want you to get it twisted. I'm not from the hood. I'm not hood. You know what I mean? Like, we were raised in a community. Right? Mr. and Mrs. Tate. All of them. Mr. Story, the elders, all of them.
They took care of us.
And it was a continuous expectation. What Miss Laverne expected of you in the house. When we left out the house, what my parents expected of me in the house. When we left out, the community expected the same thing. You know, like it was times where we might be walking and Mr. Tate will look and be like, see you in the group and be like, man, where you going at? No, man, come here. Sit right here.
Right.
And then you be like, yo, y'all go ahead.
Right.
I'm going to sit right here.
Sit right here. Right.
You know what I mean? Mr. Tate said, sit down.
Sit down.
I'm going to sit down. Y'all, you ain't coming. Nah, we already know where y'all going.
Yep.
Y'all about to go get in some trouble.
Yep.
I'm going to stay right here. Right. Tell me about the trouble y'all got in when y'all get back.
Yeah. I don't know if you remember this, right? So, I used to call the Cobras.
Oh, yeah. we had a we called ourselves the Cobras. Yeah, I remember that. I think it wasn't that the sign. That was the L. We L something. No,
the Cobra, the Firebird transcended. We was the Cobras.
We would get the jacket.
All of that.
We had the clubhouse around home. We were kids, man.
Yeah, man.
We were kids. I told her when you was over at my house when we was talking, you was the only dude I knew had a skateboard.
Right.
And we ain't know how to ride the skateboard.
On a knee.
We on a knee.
Kick and push.
That's what like you make fiasco for real. We on the knees pushing the skateboard.
So I had this car that we lift up the front of the hood, you push the button, and then that's you remember that car?
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, you hit the button in the car to do this.
I remember. Yo, we had some great times, man. We were, childhood friends, man.
I'm telling you, y'all kids, we used to have.
They missed it.
We used to have parties on the porch.
We had parties.
Because you can go to the store with a quarter. And come back with a lot of, man, we used to have parties.
We mix our popcorn and red hot chips. Everybody got a little hug. But a little juice. A little huggy.
That was going to man put you on
we had a party. And you ain't put nothing to it, keep going. You ain't invited to the party. We had a great time, man.
So look.
We had a great time. This is my childhood friend, man. And I'm going to tell you what's wild. Because look. Nick Green, right? Nick called me, man, about a month or so ago. And people still live on Darley, so I would see him, every now and then when I go through. And whenever he was there prior to my mom passing, he would always stop by checking on my mom. But one of the things that he said, man, when I talked to him about a month or so ago, he said, no matter what, man, and it's the same for us, Steve, he said, no matter how much time elapsed from the last time we talked to the time that we talk, it's still the same. Yep. You know what I mean? Yep. I say, boy, look, I loved you then and I love you now. You know what I mean? Like that never changed. You know what I mean, homeboy? Like it never changed, man. It's I don't care how much distance, how much time. And I'm saying this sincerely for you, right? Like it never changed, man. We gonna laugh, we gonna talk, we gonna dab, we gonna hug. And it's still the same love, man. We childhood friends, man. That doesn't change.
Yeah, not at all.
And I told you that. I think I told you. I saw whenever Dion see me, or if he say little man, I know I'm bigger than Dion right now. You know what I mean? I said, but even that, because he's always, because hierarchy is important to me.
Right.
You know what I mean? Besides him being your big brother, he my big homie. Right. So hierarchy is always like that's another thing too. I'm going to always, in our generation, we going to play my position.
Right.
I don't care what it is. It ain't about material gain. It ain't about monetary gain. If you my big homie, if you was my big homie in 83, you my big homie now. You hear me? Right. I just get confused when the big homies start calling the little homies big homie. You hear me? I'm like, come on now. If the big homie called me the big homie, now, come on now.
And see, with my brother. Right?
Yeah, Dion the big homie.
Yeah, so
I'm always gonna be little man. I said all that to say that.
Right.
It's a sense of warmth.
Right.
To me.
So with my brother, I always looked up to my brother when I was younger. Even when he was out there in the streets doing his thing. I always looked up to my brother. But my brother told me, one day me and my brother was talking, he said, I'm your big brother. But I am, he said, but you giving me advice.
Yeah. I
he's like,
that.
He's like, I'm looking up to you.
Yeah, I can understand that.
I'm looking at the you. He said, yo, keep doing what you're doing. I'm very proud of you. Keep doing what you're doing.
That's wonderful, man.
He called me for advice.
That's wonderful, man.
And all that stuff.
But he's still your what?
He's still my big brother.
He's still your big brother.
But
that's wonderful, though.
Yeah.
That's wonderful, man.
Yeah,
Dion. I say to him, he's like, "What's up, little man?" Even when we on social media, he be like, "Yeah, little man." I be like, "Yeah, that's my big homie." Yeah, that make me smile. Like, yeah, nigga, that's my big homie. Yeah.
So we're gonna talk about some more stuff, then wrap this up. So
all
right. So let's get back to
what we getting back to.
Let's get back to
my underdog story.
Your dude's perspective.
Let's go with the dude's perspective.
Because listen, and I'm not just saying this because he's my friend.
Yeah.
The stuff he writes.
Oh man, thank you, Steve.
Will touch you.
That's
but I'm gonna tell you the funniest story.
What's the funniest story?
This dude, Averroes, was about lemon.
It is lemon and 90.
Lemon and 90.
All right, so look, let me tell you.
Oh my God.
Now, let me tell you. Can I tell you? All right, so look, because you cried laughing. All right, so look, I'm writing this story, right? So I'm not if you follow along and if you know me, you'll know who the characters are. Right. It's a true story about brotherhood / friendship that's based mostly on truth. Right?
All right, but let me start. So where can they go find this story?
On thedude'sperspective.com.
Okay.
So I'm writing it, and as I'm writing it, it's like a living piece of work. So I'm posting my writings as I write it. Right. You know what I mean? So I'm posting it and I'm labeling it as chapters, but it's really not chapters, but for the internet purposes and for social media purposes, the way I'm breaking it down, I'm copying and pasting, I'm labeling it chapters.
Okay.
But all right, so it's a story. And it's a story, like I said, about brotherhood and friendship, right? A coming of age story. So it's entitled Lemon and 90. So the story that Stevie is referencing, right? So hold up. You got to read it. Because if I say it out of context, say it out of context, it's gonna sound crazy. Right. You gotta read All right, so go to thedude'sperspective.com, type in Lemon and 90. And then just start reading from the beginning. It's not finished because I'm writing it as I go along. But it's a story about friendship / brotherhood, a friendship that started back in 1987, right? That transformed into a brotherhood, right? That still to this day, almost 40 years later, like it's a brotherhood. You know what I mean, homeboy? Like. My man, you know what I mean? And it's a story about friendship, a coming of age story. It's entitled Lemon and 90. You'll start to read it. By the time you finish reading it, you'll learn something from it. You'll laugh about it. Something might make you cry. Yeah. It'll stir up different emotions. And I'm gonna tell you right now, like, if you keep on writing this can be like a Coolie High. Yeah, that's what it is. That's the intent. A Coolie High that's movie, the intent. Yo, so look, let me tell you this. All right, because I said this. Popcorn. God bless the dead, right? Popcorn celebrated a heavenly birthday a couple of weeks ago, right? You know, Popcorn lost his life in the neighborhood that we was raised in, right? Not cross street practically from where he lived at, right? Popcorn asked me years ago, when he would see me on the news, on the radio, different things in the newspaper, he'd be like, Mr. Dews, why you ain't never interviewed me? Right. I giggled. I said, Pop, I interview you every time I talk to you. Right? Pop was baffled, like, huh? I walked off. I said, Pop, I interview you. That's why I'm inquisitive. I ask a lot of questions. Right. One of the things that I said, Stevie, and I posted this recently, I said, man, everybody I've ever interacted with or engaged with, I could write a story about. Right. It could either be a short story, it could be something extensive. It could be a poem. I could write something about, because I'm taking something away from everybody that I interact and engage with. With that being said, my man had been asking for years. I'm going to tell you how far I go back. Around the time Stop Snitching DVD came out, my man came to me and was like, yo, I'm thinking about doing we should do a Stop Snitching DVD. I was like, oh, nah, yo. I said, man, everybody, and I ain't laughing at the situation, but everybody who did that ended up going to jail. Right. Ain't nobody, we don't want to do that, right? He like, all right. He's like, man, but I want you to write this story. And I was like, yo, I'm writing it. You know what I mean? I was like, so every time my man, boy, you need to write. I got it. I'm writing it. But I hadn't started putting pen to pad. But I was doing it up here in my head. I was taking it in. I'm remembering the stories. I'm putting it together. I'm doing this and that, right? And I went to my main man's birthday party recently. And he was like, man, I'm trying to get my man to write this story. And then I said it. I finally said it. I was like, boy, I'm writing it now. And then that's when I started putting pen to pad. And then I started making it accessible and available to people to read it and enjoy it and go along with us through this journey. Because it's a real good story, right? And it's a story that most people who was raised like us can relate to. Right. You know what I mean? And all of us, like us, have a friend like the friend that I'm referencing in the story. So, you know what I mean?
So, yo, I'm telling you.
Yeah, it's at thedude'sperspective.com.
I am telling you.
And it's called Lemon and 90. And it's a reason why it's called Lemon and 90. And I was
that good is so.
Yeah.
I read it is. I'm like, what?
He cried laughing. cried laughing.
I was like, yo, what the?
You said, boy, you crazy. But that's a true story. That happened, though.
Yeah, I know.
That happened. That happened, homeboy. Crazy, that happened, though. But let me tell you something about this friend, though. Yo, this wild, but underdog story. I did have a story, Stevie. Yeah, man, you bought it out of me, right? A couple of stories. But this one friend, right? 87, we in high school. Mm-hmm. Yo, because you and I laughed about this years ago, but I'm going to tell you. So I ain't never thought that I was confident in myself because my peoples dressed me decent, but I ain't never thought I was a dime or nothing. You know what I mean, Stevie? Like, I always thought my head was big, and because my head was big, when somebody, don't be laughing at me out there in the studio audience. Don't be laughing at me. But look, I always thought because my head was big, right? I always thought that meant I was ugly. Mm-hmm. So I internalized that, right? If somebody be like, yo, your head big head, man.
You had Nika French.
No. But listen. No, I didn't. Stop playing. Yo, somebody be like, yo, your head big, right? In my mind, I'm like, damn, I must be ugly. I got a big head. Then I used to think my face was smashed. I was thinking all types of, as confident as I am, but with physically, I'm talking about, I'm looking in the mirror sideways, trying to see.
Trying to see your head.
Steve, my eyes, I'm straight in my eyes looking, where my people like, boy, what the hell is wrong? Boy, these people ain't got talking crazy, right? But I'm gonna tell you, fast forward to 87, right? One day, so whenever somebody cracked, you already know they be like, yo, big head, yo, your big head, this and that. I'll be like, damn, right? So I try to come back with something. My comeback, I'm trying to be offensive now as we cracking jokes. I ain't got too many jokes, but I'm gonna offend you now, right? So, and I'm still like that to this day. I ain't got too many jokes, but we gonna be offensive now. Yeah. But my man, one day, 87, Steve, we freshmen up late, and we cracking jokes like we do every day. And he said something about, and I was like, yo, the only thing I can muster up to say, I said, man, at least I ain't ugly. Right? But I ain't even say it real confidently. I was just like, man, at least I ain't ugly. And my man was like, no, I ain't never say you was ugly. I just said you had a big head. And I was like, damn. And I replayed it in my head. And I was like, you know what? They ain't say I was ugly. They just said my head was big. Say, I'm all right then. If that's it, you know what I mean, Stevie? And I got that lesson at 14, 13. I said, well, I'm all right then. We can crack jokes then. You ain't, you know, so that's my relationship with the brother that I'm writing about the story.
Mom, did you say you fresh, you clean?
Yeah, she had to. She said I wasn't cute as a baby. That's what they said. She said I wasn't cute as a baby, Steve. Yeah, so they had to put me in something nice. Got me out here messed up. I can't be messed up like that, big head and not fresh. Boy, I'd have been, man, ain't no telling where life, my trajectory would have went. You hear me, Steve?
Man, but look.
By the grace of God. It always go back to the grace of God. Thank you, Ma. Thank you, Daddy. Thank you, Grandpa. Thank you, everybody. Yeah, man.
Before we get out of here,
yes,
like,
sir.
Your mom and your grandma was like, when we was young, they was like, Your mom was like a second mom to me. I remember pork chop.
Yeah, nah, for real. We spent time in each other's house.
Right.
We friends.
Right, Steve,
yeah, we called each other cousins at one time.
Right, Steve, we're about to eat. You ain't
there?
You know what I mean? Go home. My mother be like, you eat?
Yeah.
I ate down man house.
So we spent time in each other's homes.
Yeah, man.
This my man. Yeah. So I celebrate you, Steve. You hear me? I celebrate you, man. I mean that sincerely, man. Matter of fact, I bring up Nick Green. When he saw us, he said, man, that was so warm into his heart, man. He said to see his homeboys that he know since we've been, you know what I mean? He like, man. And it's motivating and encouraging, man.
Right.
And that's what we want to do, Steve. We motivate and encourage everybody.
Everybody. So when did when last time you talked to Colton?
Man, I ain't talked to Colton in years, man. I haven't talked to Colton in our audience wouldn't know, but we were all best friends as children. I haven't talked to Colton in years, man.
And look, so this is a story I tell my kid all the time that we're about to get at because I know. It's almost 7:00. We've been on here for like almost 2 hours.
Yeah,
what the heck?
Yeah,
but it was very entertaining, y'all, and funny.
Yeah.
But this is what I usually tell my kids. So my kids be like, I'm like, yo, y'all don't know how to handle conflict these days. They're like, what you talking? I said, because every time somebody say something, y'all, y'all want to fight, but y'all don't know how to fight and then become friends again.
Yeah.
I said, when we was little, we'd fight each other and be friends. And I said, yo, it was just one guy.
Yeah.
Man, we used to fight almost every single day. Man, Colton used to fight mostly every day.
Yeah.
And I said, every time I fight somebody, if you win and I see you again, we're going to fight again until I win.
Yeah.
I said, so it was like that with me and him. Man, we used to fight every day until one day he whooped my tail. And I said, yo, we ain't fighting anymore.
That was smart.
I was like, we ain't fighting no more, yo.
No.
I said,
we good.
We good. Because we used to fight. I used to win a lot. So
one day he got the best of you.
One day he got the best of I guess I was having an off day or something.
That's right. Whatever it was. It's a lesson learned in that too.
Right. And I was like, yo, we ain't fighting. So we ain't never fight no more.
Since then. Yeah. We gotta keep on fighting.
After that day. But man, him used to fight over some stupid stuff. Hey, and his parents, his grandmother, his aunt, used to hate me.
No, I'm sure they did. Don't do that.
Not hate me like that, though. Not hate me,
Mrs.
like
Russell.
That. Because I used to be in their house. Too.
We were in each other's houses, man.
Right.
Now you can't even get invited in nobody's house.
Can't nobody's house now, bro.
Isn't that something?
Right. Can't even get invited in nobody's house now, bro.
Can't even go to somebody. Nah, they don't have friends like that no more.
Yeah, man, that's
this is my man though. If anything take away, this is my man.
So the kid asked me, he's like, Mr. Quillen, what was the best? No, this girl asked me today. She's like, Mr. Quillen, what was your best years? I said 1973. She's like, what? I said the year I was born. I said the year I was born. 1973. What was your best years?
Yeah.
But I think for us, the 80s.
Oh, it was the best time.
Was the best.
It was the best time. My wife and I, we said that was the last best decade.
Yeah.
Because community was still community. Yeah. People watched out for one another.
Yep.
It was before the heavy influx of drugs, especially crack.
Yep. Neighborhoods and stuff.
Yeah.
Because back then we just had to worry about marijuana.
Yeah. And it wasn't what you did, it was how you did it.
Right.
You know what I mean? I remember when people, even intravenous drug users, man, used to wear long sleeve shirts in the summertime.
Yeah. And another thing was, it wasn't blatant like it is. Like you had crackheads out on the corner and kids saying you. We ain't fine. No. We could jump on a mattress that was put out.
That's right. We could backflip on a mattress without a concern.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
But yeah, we were raised, and we all seem to have had were raised with the same morals, values, and principles. You know what I mean? We had respect for all our elders. We were raised to respect all elders. I wouldn't care if it was an alcoholic, if it was someone who fell victim to substance abuse, addiction, or anything. If they were our elders, we were raised to respect them. You know what I mean? And when I first became a teacher, man, I remember the generation where the kids was telling me, to get respect, you got to get respect. You be like,
what?
Man.
Indeed. But hold on. And this is no lie. And adults believe that.
Yeah, it's the adults that's telling their children that.
Like adults believe that.
Yeah, if they want you to respect them.
Yo, I don't mean no harm, yo. And it's not only at the home, it's at the school system. Like, yo, you gotta respect the kids. You gotta give them respect so they can give you respect. I'm like, yo, are you really telling me?
I mean, we're gonna be respectful, but it's like,
If I tell a little kid get out the hallway, little kid cuss me out. I'm like, yo, you get the hallway, please. Yeah. Turn around. You don't gotta tell me what to do. I'm like, do that the same, please. Yeah. But when I yell at you now, it's like, why you being mean?
Right. Yeah, it's a no win.
I asked you 3 times nicely.
Please, can you please
get out the hallway?
Yeah.
And then respectfully. And then when I be mean, wait, what you mean? No, dude, I try to be respectful to you first.
I'm gonna tell you what my pastor say all the time, Steve. He said, man, it was the breakdown of the family.
Right, it was.
The breakdown of the family.
Taking the man out the home. I love my women to death. Yeah. But some of y'all women out here took that cash. When they told you can't get on public assistance with a man in the house. You took that cash and put your boyfriend out.
Yeah, breakdown of the family, man.
They took that cash, put your boyfriend out. I ain't saying it's all. That was all blamed on you. But some that's
breakdown on the family.
The home, man. But look, man.
So men go home.
Right, go home.
Yeah, men go home.
Go home. Look,
yes, sir.
Kick that public assistance out.
Go home. Men go home and be men. Be men.
Even though you might need it now because of inflation, boy. I need some food stamps.
Oh, no. Steve crazy.
It's a food stamps. No,
the fans might be listening to Steve. The fans.
They ain't getting food stamps.
That's right.
I know fans got food stamps too, but they got no food stamps. Fans, bro. I don't care.
That's a whole nother show. I don't want to be on that show.
Look, dude.
That's a whole nother show.
Look,
yes,
that EBT card to come.
I thought we was done. I thought you was about to do the close out. I just told you I don't want to be on that show. The fans wasn't listening until you screamed out that.
All right. Come and get them. All right, y'all. Look, we had fun today. I told you we was gonna be a little off, but we still.
It's something good in here.
Right, still something good in here. You'll get something out of this, man. But just
and they gonna laugh too.
You're gonna laugh. You're gonna have fun. But look, it's the end of the show. Remember, every underdog has their day, man.
Yeah.
Look, follow us. Spotify, Amazon Music,
iHeartRadio. Well, you gotta tell me how to get on all these things.
I got you.
I need to be on all.
I'm gonna put you.
I'm trying to get an Emmy. We racing to get an Emmy. Who gonna get an Emmy first?
Okay, we gonna do that. You know the
podcast Emmy
podcast about to come out.
We racing to see who's gonna get a podcast award first. We gonna celebrate either or.
Yep, we're gonna celebrate that. And then you can find me on YouTube at Coach Q. I'm on Instagram.
Boy, you doing it? Right. You got them slick logos and all that.
Shoot.
Well, you doing it.
Trying to.
You know, you ain't trying. You even doing it or you not.
In the back of the wall right here.
We got something like that?
No, look. So you see the picture right there, right?
Let me turn around.
So, that picture in the middle.
Have no fit.
My girl signed that for me, and that was my 9th grade team, my JV team. When I was at IND.
Okay.
And then IND closed down. So that was like the last JV team that I had at IND. So they signed that for me. And then the girls on the prom pictures, the senior pictures, that's the ones that went to college to play basketball.
Okay.
But on that wall, I'm going to try to get my logo pasted on that wall.
You're not going to try. You're going to get it.
Yeah, I'm going to get my logo pasted on that wall.
That's cute.
And turn this into my little studio for my podcast.
We about to get money.
Money. But yeah, so
and some Emmys, podcast Emmys and stuff. Yeah,
right.
We getting all that.
So this
TheDewsPerspective.com. Google my name. I'm Cornell Dews.
Right.
I wanted to say that. I ain't never said that. Google my name. I'm Cornell. I hope they find something good. I hope they don't Google my name. Don't Google my name.
You might find that story we didn't talk about. When I hit those 32 points.
Come on, man. You keep on. It's time to go, y'all.
When I hit that 32 points.
Come on, man.
All right.
This a wild dude, y'all. I hope y'all know this a wild
Look, this could be a part 2 of this.
Yeah, anytime. Let me know.
Hey, KG and Paul Pierce, y'all got nothing on us.
No, not at all.
Let you know.
Yeah.
But look,
I don't know nothing about Well, I do know a little bit about it. We're going to play against one another. We're going to video record that too.
What? Play against? Man, I ain't playing against no Kevin Garnett.
Me.
Oh, you are.
Me and you going to play against one another. So we can put it to rest so I can show them why I was telling you couldn't get picked up on nobody's team back in 85.
I got to put some biofreeze on my knees.
Put some biofreeze on your knees. We going to shoot jumpers. We ain't going to play D. All jumpers. Yeah. All jumpers.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining us for this long period, man. We had some fun.
Yeah,
and we can go another 5 days on this podcast.
We could.
All right, people.
It's been a pleasure.
Right. Every underdog has his day, man. League of dreams. Sir. Be positive. Love each other. Thanks.
Yes, sir. Indeed.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, thank you. That's my man. And we out. That was nice, dude.